Okay, here we go. Welcome, campers. I'm gonna let you know my heart is pounding like I got a heart destroyed 100 times. Okay, so here we go. We are going to begin. All the alerts should be muted. Stickers should also not even be on this screen, so we should be completely fine. I am praying. We're gonna go through each riddle first. I'm also going to tell you guys what the 3 bunks choices were, and then we will read the story. So let's start off. We're gonna read each riddle, and then we're gonna start. I will tell you what the bunks were, what your bunks decided, or maybe I shouldn't. I should wait till the end. Okay, it doesn't matter. Well, either way. So I'm going to, normally we read the riddles and I tell you what each bunk guessed and then we start the story, so I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just our typical way. So, first riddle, I do declare. This is the where riddle. Deep where the whispering pinus trees grow and moonlight dances soft and slow, there rests a place worn and still near the rush of stumping hills. Its roof is bowed, its rocks cracked, with moss upon the shutters stacked. The wood sags low like tired bones. Its silence is filled with insane asylum moans. Once laughter warmed the hearth with flames, and sirens called each other's names. Now ivy climbs the window panes, and dead Lenny weaves in broken chains. The door, ajar with time's decay, sways gently in the winds that play. A lullaby the reaper hums for all the years that never come, spelled the right way. And yet, beneath the dust and gloom, a kind of jizz enfolds the room. Not brief, but loud and shaking, of life once lived and then set gaping. So let it sleep where beaches bend, this place time forgot to mend. For in the woods, what fades away becomes the earth and learns to stay. So this is the first riddle you all received, which is typically the easiest one, and then they each get increasingly more difficult. What? I'm in your head. I'm in your heart. I'm on your screen. I attack like a surprise fart. I'm everywhere. I've traveled so far. Where did I go? How did this start? I'm horrifying. I'm frightening. I'm tempted to bust. I look like something you dream of covered in crust. I was once something. I became so much more. I am complicated and deep with lore. I'm funny to most. I'm painful to some. I'm definitely not sexy. It would be weird if you come. I hate it. You love it. I'm not sleeping. Cuddle with me while you're dreaming. I'm here. I'm not there. I'm sort of everywhere. Try not to stare. Guess who I am? I dare. A who? I am kind, clever, and creative. I've been here a while. I've been known to be cutthroat. I swing the hammer with guile. I'm sometimes chatty, sometimes quiet. I am not known to instigate a riot. Siren, artist, mod, memer. So many to choose from. Does that make me a dreamer? Outspoken and bold, not afraid to speak my mind. Complex and funny, not afraid of the Twitch grind. Music blares from these fingers with care. I'm not scared of any trolls, I dare. I am who I am, I'm just me. So please, Coven, do it. Come clean. Who might I be? This is what you could use to go off of. And yes, plenty of typos on the flyers. As many typos as there can possibly be. So these were the options that you could have. So you could only choose from these where options, which were Lenny's Grave, the Night Lake, Horny Cabin, which I also use intermittently with Feral Cabin, the Gape, the Fourth Bunk, the Watchtower, and the Stump. The what options are the Child, INS, Eva, Lenny, Benny, or Lenny's cousin, and a broken bed. The who options were humongous. So you could do all the counselors, any of the staff, any of the VICs. Literally, I made the flyer, so I pre-type everything out, and I made the flyers at like 6 in the morning. So yeah, it was rough city. Should I announce what each bunk? I think I will, because why not? So each bunk, I will announce what the options for each bunk was. So the Wee Woo Weasels, I'll go first because they honestly just messaged me first. So the Wee Woo Weasels, they guessed for their where, the Fourth Bunk, their what, was INS, and the who was Andy. The Chaos Cobras said their where was the fourth bunk, their what was INS, and their who was Andy. And the Tantric Toidles, the where was the fourth bunk, the what was INS, the who was Addie. So we will see. We will see. Two bunks, the Chaos Cobras and the Wee Woo Weasels, chose all three the same. The Tantric Turtles, the only difference is they chose differently for the who. So we will find out if any or all were correct. But before we begin, before we begin, I'm
not scared. I'm not scared.
We are about to start the story. So everyone tuck in, alerts are off, stickers are off, and let's do this, guys. I'm going to read the story and you are slowly gonna find out. And I want to preface this. I wrote this story literally days ago. Literally like last week. And maybe even earlier than last week, okay? What happened on Wednesday, you will understand how creeped out I am. Let's begin. Here we go. Everyone get ready. Here we go. Poltergeist at Coven Camp 2025. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Poopwitchx has her hands over her ears and her eyes closed shut tight as she sits in the closet. She is chanting. There's a cursed laugh and moaning that can be heard behind the door. She tries to steel herself. This cannot be happening, she says. Poopwitch begins to crack the door open, 1 inch at a time. Maybe it's finally over, she thinks. Prays. As the door slowly creaks open for a heartbeat, she sees nothing. It looks quiet. The coast seems clear. As she pushes herself towards the opening, she can hear her heart beating so hard in her butt. It's like a heart destroyer sticker on replay. She inches towards the opening as bang! A ghastly face, melting chin, mouth agape, eyes rolled up, jumps out at her screaming, INS, 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 INS. But it also looks familiar. Poopwitch lets out a blood-curdling screech, similar to Nair's screech. Lightning cracks, boom! But this is the middle of the story. To truly understand how Poopwitchx got into that closet and what is about to give her nightmares forever, first you have to understand the events that led up to this. How did she get in there? I'm innocent, Stream Sticker slaps. Poopwitchx rolls her eyes at him as the large group make their way through the woods. None of you insane asylums are innocent, she laughs as she jabs him directly in the throat. But it did. It all started out innocently enough. It was a fucking Monday. Nothing should ever happen on a Monday. Hands should be in their pants. No chaos, right? But alas, something was unleashed on this Make Me a Meme Monday. Something that can never be undone. Something that we can't put back into the bottle. PWX, all the counselors, VICs, along with Rex, Stream Stickers, Nurse Bratty, Death Statics, Aiden, and Bagel beg Poopwitch, just this once. Let's go into the Forbidden Woods and have a party. Disco pleads to PWX. I finally am out of the watchtower. I want to have some fun. PWX looks around and smiles. So many counselors, so many VICs. She can't believe how big Coven Camp has gotten. She sees Wiki and Snash are harmonizing together. Rex, Nair, Bagel, and Chris are all coming up with a secret handshake. Drifter and Converse are discussing a movie we watched during movie night. This was before we watched The Goonies, but anyways. Carmen and Nubina are cracking up about an inside joke. Erica, Elle, and Carly are all giggling, probably conspiring. Poopwitch agrees. It's almost the end of camp. How bad can the Forbidden Woods be on a Monday? There are many places in the Forbidden Wood. Night Lake, Horny Cabin, Watchtower, The Gape, The Stump, and something else. Something they never knew. Not until this night. Fine, fine. But everyone better behave or I'll peg all of you, and for the love of shit, stick together. PWX concedes. The large group are laughing, their flashlights bouncing light streams against the trees, dancing and talking as they make their way through the woods. Poopwitchx has the distinct thought, what is the worst that can happen? Everyone will sit on their hands, it'll be fine. But when has the Poop Coven ever sat on their fucking hands? This group is girthy, and as they make their way through the woods, they pass by Chrysanthemum, Tequila Mockingbird, Comfy Mel, Zarazu, Darius, sneaking out and making their way to the tunnels. They pass by the Smut Hut and can hear Emma's song blasting from the treehouse, loud giggles and moans from inside. The group is dancing and swaying to the sound. You're at Camp Coven! All night at Camp Coven! As they begin to stumble, as they all sip their Sarah tea, getting more and more hype drunk as the night proceeds. All of a sudden, the group's impregnated brains full of brain pudding realize they are somewhere they have never ventured before. So deep into the woods, it's like the air has eyes. Anus eyes. They hear bats chirping, owls hooting, and begin to drunkenly walk into a small clearing. PWX pushes some bushes away, and it becomes clear. An abandoned cabin, lost to time. Deli walks over to what looks like a moldy, broken sign and uses... walks over to what looks like a moldy, broken sign and uses a waggling wiener to smack the dust off of it. The fourth bunk, the sign reads. The fourth bunk, the sign reads. The group begins to buzz with excitement and speculation. Has this always been here? When has there been a fourth bunk? Lucky number 4! You can hear ringing around the large group. We have to go check it out, Andy exclaims, excitement written all over her face. I don't hear yeehaws, but maybe the bed is broken. My man, as Chris begins to high-five Aiden. Aiden holds back a smirk as Poopwitchx scowls at Chris. I'm in. Just like Aiden was last night, my man, Night Reaver says. Poopwitch throats punches him. I'm game. This is the start of so many horror movies I've watched, Converse adds. The group at large seems extremely excited, but there are those who are hesitant. Poopwitchx, Brady, Drifter, Wiki, Erica, and Carly look to each other. Something feels off. The bunk feels like it's radiating bad energy, like it's pulsating slowly. Snash clears her throat. This bunk is totally fine. Eva told me, and she is very famous. Abby lends her support and says she would go in, but everyone has to agree that if there is a mini fridge in there, she did not steal it. Nair, Rex, Aiden, and Bagel begin to walk around and make sure the place isn't going to collapse on us. Once they deem it safe enough, Chris pushes the front door open. It swings open with a grunt and a screech as it drags across the floor. The door is crusty, old jizz everywhere, or maybe bird poop. There are dead Lennies all over the floor, candles melted, old smut books, what looks like some dried strawberries. Laser burns scorch the walls, cookie crumbs all over. And in the center of the trashed floor is a Ouija board. On the corner of a dresser is an old dusty boombox sitting on top of a stack of horsecock magazines. Night Reaver grins from ear to ear. Karma walks over to the boombox and hits play. This is the train that never ends. It goes on and on. My friends begins to play. PWX rushes over and kicks it. It skips ahead and starts playing. Don't fear the Reaper, baby, I'm your man. A chill wind rushes through the space. Poopwitchx shivers. The group fans out to inspect this new place they've discovered. Converse walks over to the Ouija board and looks so excited. We should give this a try, he says, The air seems to be buzzing, he continues. It seems like the bunk might be trying to tell us something. He begins to open the box and holds the board and planchette in his hands. I have seen so many movies. I'm not scared. But all of a sudden, the candles suddenly illuminate. Once out and dust covered are now blazing bright. The group looks around stunned, but they all turn off their flashlights. The room is now cast in a warm glow from a burning fireplace and hundreds of candles. The board and planchette fall from his hands suddenly and lands perfectly on the ground, ready for players. The group begins to huddle around the board, looking down at it. Drifter looks nervously at the board and then up at the group. This seems like a really, really bad idea, and I know I'm like an amazing assassin at times, but I'm not going down for this. Nair makes some beep boop noises and then uses computer computation and Nair math to deduce the probability of absolutely anything happening is close to nil. I'm not scared. Let's do this. The planchette starts to move, almost like it keeps getting activated. What is making it move like this, all on its own? Poopwitchx thinks to herself. Wiki begins to back away, her spirit's guides telling her danger lies ahead. Bratty rolls her eyes. I am out of here. Come find me at my nurse's stations, bitches. She proceeds to leave the cabin, absolutely not going to partake in this insanity. Streamstickers looks around at the worried expressions. I mean, how bad can it be? It can't be worse than the child. And at that very moment, a voice echoes from behind a shadow. Everyone startles like a pigging just occurred. Have you ever had a dream that? It starts off as a whisper at first, but slowly begins to get louder and louder, longer and longer, and never ending. PWX follows the incessant, have you ever had a dream that won't stop repeating until it's so loud it's right in front of her. She throws open the closet door, and cowering inside is the child. He snuck into camp. He should not be here, but somehow he made it here all the same. She cringes, she groans, but definitely not moans. She curses. How the fuck did he follow us all the way to camp? She screams, and Streamstickers laughs hysterically and slaps, I'm innocent, as he fist bumps Chris. She thinks to herself she's going to have to bring him back home and out of her brain where he belongs, but it's too late now. He's here. So she drags him out of the closet and tells him to be quiet and shut the fuck up. And for now, he actually obeys. The group reforms around the Ouija board, deciding if they should proceed. Deathstetics walks over to it. I brought Strawberry Moans into this world. I got PWX to stump herself at Camp Takeover. Let's fucking do this. Rex begins to nod vigorously. I'm not scared. This is awesome. Lucky number 4, he says, and the board begins to almost vibrate like a snake waiting to strike. Andy starts to nervously giggle, her eyes growing wide. She looks down at the board eagerly. I'm not scared, she declares. The planchette begins to spin wildly on the board. It's moving frantically, and it jolts forward. Poopwitchx, what the fuck is happening? Immortal Frog looks at the board as the planchette lets on the first number. I, he says. The second letter, Bagel announces. N. And then the third letter, Christian says. S. And then all fucking hell breaks loose. A black cloud rushes out of the board, blowing out all the candles, snuffing out any and all lights as the entire group scrambles for each other. Screams can be heard, cursing, beep boops, cheeks clapping, a cursed laugh. The black cloud is so thick and girthy you can't see anything around you. The cabin is engulfed in a jet black smog. And boom! As quickly as it came, it's gone. And the room is once again illuminated. The black smoke disperses, and the group look around seeking purchase after the onslaught of fear and terror that gripped them by their booty cheeks and made them all urine themselves. Addie lets out a blood-curdling scream and points to the center of the group. And to their shock and horror, the child lays dead on his back, right on top of the Ouija board, with the planchette sticking out of his have you ever had a dream mouth. Dun dun dun! I guess we will never know what his dream was, Andy says with a devious smirk. And then another stream can be heard, ripping through as E. Singer points to the corner. And hovering in a dark corner of the cabin, a disembodied face, seemingly melting, stuck forever in a perpetual scream. Eye staring up in nothingness, looms in the shadows. It lets out a guttural screech and then moans and rolls its eyes down to look at all of the faces around it. I'm not scared. It lets out as a creak from its gaping mouth. But you all will be. I'm going to crawl inside of your buttholes and you'll never be able to get rid of me. I will impregnate your minds. I can go anywhere. And I have been released from my confines, and now I will take over this camp. One poop at a time. There is a whooshing sound. All the flashlights break, crack entirely, and the face is gone. Poopwitchx hears a commotion in the dark, doors slamming, shoes hitting the ground as they hear Rex scream, "Scatter!" And they all take off running. Poopwitchx relights the candles to see if anyone stayed, and she looks around and sees Nair, Chris, Converse, and Addie are still in the room with her. Everyone else ran back into the woods to head back to camp. Converse takes a deep breath and looks at the now much smaller group. I think we just released a poltergeist. Poopwitchx asks, "Please tell me this is lies and slander." But her heart sinks. As soon as she hears it, she knows it in her soul to be true. Holy shit, there's a poltergeist at Coven camp. What chaos could this thing be causing? It could be anywhere. It could be inside someone, impregnating their minds from the inside. We have to go find the rest of camp, warn them about what is happening, and put a stop to it. The small group leaves. The small group leaves this mysterious fourth bunk and begins to leave and head out of the woods. But where to go first? We should first go see Nurse Brady, see if anyone is hurt or being treated there, Nair says. The group nod in agreement. He's very logical. And they make their way there. As they make their way there, they see Bean Sob on the stump, along with Dixie Chris, Shy, Chris Saru, Catherine, and Gregador. Converse runs over to them and tells them to head back to their bunks ASAP. There's a poltergeist on the loose. Catherine says, "Okay, but you know there's like an all-out rave happening in the tunnels right now, right?" Dixie Chris and Catherine laugh. Dixie Chris then says, "Everyone wanted some late-night jizzing and bed-breaking action." He laughs. A unicorn fart plays in the background. "Go to the tunnels and tell them all to clear out if they don't want to be impregnated by a poltergeist," Poopwitchx says. The group agree and take off in the directions of the tunnels. What % likelihood that group actually tell the tunnel ravers to go back to their bunk? Nair says. Chris and Addie laugh. Addie says, "Not a chance." But it's better than them being out here all in the open. The group keeps making their way to Nurse Brady. Once they arrive at her station, we see Bagel is currently being treated for getting throat punched in the commotion at the cabin, since he did also just get his very own throat punch button. Nair explains extremely succinctly what happened after Brady smartly left the group before all hell broke loose. Brady rolls her eyes. "Sounds like you guys are idiots." No surprise, after I left, I haven't seen anything weird, but then again, I also don't care. She takes her clipboard, shoves a lollipop into Bagel's hole, and walks to the back area to finish up her birthday present scarf she is knitting for Poop. Bagel comes over to the group. I passed the gate on my way here and saw Otto fucking Bolo running, and he said he heard some weird stuff going down at the Horny cabin, and he was heading that way. Might want to go check it out. The group leaves and heads towards Horny cabin. Chris is elated, beaming ear to ear. "It's Cumpty's cabin, you monster," Chris says as he giddily walks there. As they approach, it's even worse than they thought. Lube stacked piled high, being kept specifically away from Poopwitchx. Beds broken and upside down, clothing shredded everywhere. The group approached slowly. There isn't supposed to be this many in here at once. I mean, this place can sometimes get overrun, but it's not like this bad. It's supposed to be a party of one. Poopwitchx looks around horrified. Emphasis on whore. Deli, Karma, Nubina, PvP Jumper, Auto fucking Bolo, Night Reaver, Nomad, Lee, and Dice stand there waggling their wieners. There's a total of 12 waggling wieners all over the place. PWX screams, "No wieners! How dare you! I'm a lady!" The group laughs at her. She scoffs at them and proceeds to ask, "Have you waggling wieners seen anything strange tonight? The child was murdered, and we think a poltergeist has been unleashed over Coven camp." But just as she finishes explaining, Addie takes on a strange expression. Her eyes roll up. Her mouth falls open. She looks frozen in time with her chin melting. The hairs on the back of Poopwitchx's neck stands up. A creaking voice comes out of Addie. "I'm not scared, but you should be. Who do you think put me in there in the first place? I'm taking over camp. Mark my words." A crack of lightning hits a tree behind us, and just like that, Addie is back to normal. She begins to shake her head like she's in a daze. Poopwitchx says, "Holy shit! Someone put the poltergeist in that Ouija board. Maybe they even let us there." And then she thinks, but that means maybe if we find out who put it in there, we can find a way to make it stop. Addie looks bewildered. She was the first to be truly possessed by this thing. She lets out a cursed laugh and says, "I'm not scared. I know what I have to do. I have some art to create. I'm not scared must be everywhere. It must spread." Addie blows a whistle and heads to her art studio to create chaos. PWX looks horrified. Spread? Everywhere? What does that fucking mean? Nair says he was doing a perimeter check, making sure no trolls got in while all this was happening, and he heard some wailing sounds coming from Norbert's area. We should head there next. Chris says he's staying at Comty's cabin. He wants to stay here and jerk his micro penis. I had to. So he wants to stay here and jerk his micro penis. So we leave him to tug it with the other wiener wagglers. Converse, Nair, and PWX make it to Norbert's Lake. There we see Stream Stickers and Aiden talking, reminiscing about being at the Night Lake last year. The last time they were here together, Aiden kidnapped Stream Stickers for vengeance for Lenny last camp. Aiden laughs. "Good times," he says. "But hey, at least tonight isn't a full moon." In the lake, there is Rex, Nady, Frog, Erica, Dice I put in two places. Dice, you're in two places. Christian, Slytherin, NJ Mackey, Chico, Billy Goat, Otaku Maiden, Ray Mods, Mr. James, Chelly Belly, Collie Guy, Jaded Fairy, Autumn Shine, Tim, Deffin, Zarazu, Bat Snails, Tyler. It's a huge orgy in there, okay? Humongous orgy. All the poops are up in there. Converse looks around. He seems enthralled by the Night Lake. He loves it here. We relay what happened at the feral cabin and that the child is 100% dead. Stream Stickers looks horrified. The child is dead? He can't really be dead. Rex, who was once over there clapping cheeks 1 minute, all of a sudden looks stricken. He lets out a Penosaurus Rex roar and says, "I'm not scared, but you will be. It is my duty to spread INS all over the world. This cult won't be stopped. This is only the beginning." A crack of lightning strikes behind us as Rex begins to shake his giant Penosaurus head. Whoa. I think I need to go and spread the word of INS. Don't throw a punch. Say thank you, he says as he curse laughs off from the lake. Rex was possessed by the INS. Second, together, Addie and Rex are going to spread INS. Holy shit, Jesus Christ, this is bad. Converse looks around so happily. PWX tells him to stay here and keep them safe. Me and Nair will move on. We head to the watchtower. Disco, Mr. Troyer, Aaron Party, Tekken, Sophia, Shaploofs, Inked Hunter, Kristen are standing at the top of the tower. Nair yells at them. Have you guys seen anything? Heard anything? Disco yells down. After that mess at the 4th cabin, I came back to where I feel safe. We haven't seen anything, but we are running around Discord breaking stuff. He lets out an evil cackle. Nair looks aghast. You're doing what? Nair looks down at me. You have to keep going. But if I don't get up there and stop them, they might make a mess of things. You can do this. I believe in you. Poopwitchx says she might cry, but then she tackle hugs him and leaves him to do his beep boop stuff. Poopwitchx, now alone, begins to think. Replay what happened in that cabin. If we need to put the INS back in the board or exercise it somehow, maybe she needs to go back to the cabin. But a chill runs down her spine. Wait. 4. They said, I'm not scared 4 times. It's worth a shot. But it seems like in the least, she has to start heading back deep into the Forbidden Wood, all alone. As she walks past the gate, the mess hall, the snack shack, the outhouses, Nessie's Lake, our new drive-in, the bunks, where some campers are actually asleep, then past Make Me a Meme Arena, Moose Rave, the tunnels, the 4 Forest, currently being soiled, her office, the pool, the soccer field, the boxing ring, the mess hall, the dance hall, the slumber party tent, and so much more. She can't help but smile. I'm gonna cry. Even with all the chaos, look at this place that they have built together. Something so special, so unique, so undoubtedly Poop Coven. She can't help but be proud of everything this place has made. And this feeling makes her braver. She can do this. She finally makes it to the cabin. She opens the door, and there stands one person. One Poop. She never would have suspected it. Standing in the center of the room, a wide smile across her face, is the true creator of INS. The one who started it all. And there she stands, knowing how far her creation has gone. It's taken on a life of its own, she says menacingly. And to Poopwitch's actual horror, standing behind her is Rex, Addie, Chris, Nair, Disco, Chico, E-Singer, Carly, Dice, Deli, Frog. And she keeps looking, and all the counselors, all the VICs, and all the staff are behind her. Even Aiden. All standing in the INS t-shirts, stickers, blankets, and shorts. This was never my intention, but it's better than I ever could have dreamed of. Andy says with a jaw-cracking smile. INS has taken over and spread to the far reaches of Coven Camp and beyond. We're everywhere. And you can be a part of it too. The group lunges for PWX, but because she is very tall and intimidating, she makes a run for it. She runs until she finds and hides in a back closet, trying to get her ball bearings. She is an excellent hider, as proved in the mod house during PWXCon, where they played hide and seek, and she definitely doesn't giggle or slap her feet on the ground as she runs. Don't let them lie and slander you. And doesn't giggle or slap her feet on the ground as she runs. She tucks herself deep into the back corner, extra sharp, and begins to start chanting. Her hands over her ears, her eyes closed tight. Thank you so much if you're new to the Poop Coven. Welcome in. We're in the middle of reading a story. I hope you enjoy, and I love your guts, Warzy Blue. Thank you so much. She tucks herself deep into the back corner, extra sharp, and begins to start chanting. Her hands over her ears, her eyes closed tight. I'm not scared, but she can hear footsteps stomping towards her. She breathes. I'm not scared, she repeats. I think I can hear her. It sounds like when she moans under her desk, Snash says. I'm not scared, Poopwitchx whispers. Oh, I can't wait to have her wear one of my INS creations. Ooh, maybe the vest. Addie and Isinger talk to each other. They both say it excitedly. I'm not scared, Poopwitchx repeats 4 times. She says, I'm not scared 4 times. There's a loud crack of lightning that makes her pry her eyes open, and a face comes into view in the crack of the door. But it's not melting and mouth agape. It's just Andy, and she looks totally normal. Poop, what are you doing in there? We aren't playing hide and seek again after it took us an hour to find Karma at the mod house, Andy giggles. PWX crawls out of the closet and looks around. This is so weird. It feels like the most vivid deja vu she has ever had. Maybe she got too drunk. Way too much Sarah T. Because everything looks back to normal. No, like, what the fuck? The whole cabin is back to normal. She thinks to herself, what was I just saying again? It's like she blacked out. Like she can't remember. Almost like the end of every single stream. Amnesia. Raw dog in the tub. She thinks to herself, I said something 4 times. I know I was chanting something. I know I said it 4 times. But she can't remember. She looks around and everyone is having a blast. The candles are lit. Counselors are sitting on the floor. VICs are on the gross jizz-covered couch. Even Bratty is still here, leaving some lollipops for her raccoon friends that live in the woods nearby. She starts to laugh at herself. It must have been deja vu, but it all feels so familiar. But as she walks back to the group, she hears Converse say, hey, look what I found! As he pulls out a Ouija board. Poopwitch runs over to it, grabs it from him, and throws it into the fireplace. The group looks shocked, but Poopwitch just says, trust me on this one, I am the camp director after all. Cough, cough, dictator. I hear that, Poopwitch says as she turns around to see Karma and Nubina giggling. They spend the rest of the night partying in the forgotten cabin, folding origami with Frog, Karma, and Nubina. Nair's DJing some media share. Nightweaver and Converse are drinking some beers. Carly, Addie, Wiki, Dice, Snash, Elle, E-Singer, PVB Jumper, Bratty, Abby, Chris Rue talk about some crafts that they want to work on. Drifter, Christian, and Nady are all thinking of a new song. Disco, Rex, Beansob, Chris, Deli, Auto fucking Bolo, Badger, Bagel, and Stream Stickers are conspiring. She doesn't even want to know what they're thinking about. And then Poopwitchx goes and sits on Aiden's lap, and she sighs happily. All is right in the world. She watches her friends and feels so content. You gotta love Coven camp, she thinks. The edge! The edge! They head back to the bunks and all sleep off the hype drunk. In the morning, the counselors and VICs are definitely hype hungover. No more than PWX, who still feels like something is amiss, but she just can't remember. But the campers look happy as they say their hellos and goodbyes. Everyone's spirits are so high. As she walks out of her office, Poopwitchx can't help but feel a presence, like something is watching her, lurking. She laughs at herself. What year is it? She hears a camper say, lucky number 4, you butthole. She giggles and says she needs a nap with Slate ASAP. But as she keeps walking, she does a double take. She passes a large tree on her left. She takes a step backwards to take in the entirety of it. And it's covered in scorch marks like it was struck by lightning. And there, carved right into the tree trunk, are the letters INS. She gasps. Her eyes widen and begin to look up at nothingness. Her mouth drops open. Her chin starts to melt. And in the background, she hears the faint song, Don't Fear the Reaper, playing from deep within the woods. And from her gaped mouth, the words, I'm not scared, creak from the back of her throat. A cursed laugh is the last sound before a black fog descends over Coven camp. The end. Edge! The edge! The edge! Boom! Have you ever had a dream? Have you ever had a dream that you? She blinks. Standing in front of her, right in her fucking face, is the child. alive and well. Poopwitchx is shaken to her core. She feels dazed. She looks at the tree, but it only has laser burns from the laser cats. The tree trunk is carved with Lenny forever, snack pack forever. She looks around. A huge group of campers are swimming with Nessie. Chico is handing out snacks at the snack shack. The insane asylums are boxing in the ring. Brady and Addie are standing taking inventory at the Peen Hut. Stream Stickers is leading a group of campers to the pool to drown. The Smutty Strawberries are leading a group of smut sluts to the Smut Hut. Raccoon groups head to archery. The Tantric Turtles are doing a summoning circle for Cardon. The Chaos Cobras are canoodling with some mooses, and the Wee Woo Weasels are measuring their bulge. She looks around and feels safe and at home with her best friends. The child keeps muttering, "Have you ever had a dream that you? She punches him square in his mouth and keeps walking to meet up with the rest of camp to find out who wins lucky number 4, the official end. And that is the official end for real. No more edging. No more edging, I promise. So, that is the end of the story, and I am very glad that I got to edge you guys twice. I'm so glad that you liked it. I am so appreciative if you listened. So, I would like to officially announce the correct answers to the 3 riddles. All of the bunks got the where correct. It was the 4th bunk. We have the 4th bunk. The what was INS. All 3 bunks got the INS. But 2 bunks got it right. The Wee Woo Weasels and the Chaos Cobras both correctly guessed Andy. This is the first time 2 bunks got all 3 answers correct. The Tantric Turtles did not get the who correct, but you guys did incredibly. You should be so proud of yourselves. Congratulations to the bunks. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I enjoyed writing it. I hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys got a kick out of it. And I really hope you enjoyed the story. I am so proud of you guys. This is I think this is the first time that 2 bunks got all 3 right, which is, again, it's not supposed to be. If it was too easy, you guys would be like, "It's too easy, wench, make it harder." So I'm really excited that it was so, you guys really, and what I think is the best is you guys worked so hard. All 3 bunks worked so hard. Like, we've had years where 1 bunk like kind of doesn't really, interact as much. All 3 bunks were working on this tirelessly. You guys all made spreadsheets. You were in VC talking. Like, it was incredible to behold. I'm gonna cry. But it was amazing to get to watch this unfold and see how much you guys worked together, how excited you all were. It makes my life. I work so hard on the riddles and the story. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoy the riddle and the story the most. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so glad. It means so. I'm gonna cry. It means so much to me. I work.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Oh my God! Wait! I haven't told you guys. Wait, everyone time the fuck out. This fucking meme, you don't understand. I need to talk to you guys. I need to stand up and talk to you guys. This meme happening on, can you imagine? I want you to picture this. I have this whole crazy, scary poltergeist INS fucking story locked and loaded, ready to go. All the riddles done. I kept this a secret. The only way I kept this a secret is because I messaged Stream Stickers. I was losing my shit on Wednesday. That not only Shikaro made that hauntingly horrifying fucking meme, but then when we tried to load it into Stream Stickers, it corrupted and broke Stream Stickers. Imagine me sitting there, knowing the story, knowing what's about to happen. I was gonna shit. I literally was about to black out. I had to tell Stream Stickers. I told Stream Stickers. Stream Stickers does not participate in Bunk War, so don't worry. I DM'd him like, I need to tell somebody or I'm not gonna make it through this fucking stream. Can you? I said the poltergeist is INS and it's unleashed and takes over and wreaks havoc all over camp. And he was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I could not fucking believe it.